Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of my Bumblebee stitch with me. It is pouring out. I don't know if you can hear. The camper seems to resonate and amplify any little noise that's going on outside. So when we've got a bit of a storm, it's a bit hectic. So I've got my beautiful thermal curtains and they are drawn. I've got candles going. I've got some fairy lights. I have a lovely lamp. I've got chicken broth that's being cooked. So I'm in a really good place right now. I went to the DeKalb Farmers Market and I got some turmeric and some bits and bobs. But I will go through all that with you through this video. I've got some life updates and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so welcome back to my video. Thank you very much for checking in. It's going to be less of a rant than last time, I'll give you that. I'm feeling a little bit more chill, even though I have almost chopped my finger off. So yeah, that's another thing. So anyway, grab a brew of, or drink of your choice, a brew, whatever you want, coffee, tea, hot, cold. It's a bit like wet here and, well, it's not cold like England cold, but it's a bit chilly than usual here in Georgia. But you know, it's lovely fall weather. So I will be back with you when I've got everything set up. Alrighty, I'm back. I hope the light is okay. I will try and lighten this up a little bit when I edit it, but I have got 50, 60, 70, 86, 88 stitches left on this beauty, which is great. So we are going to get this finished today. Apologies for the state of my finger. I pretty much almost chopped it off earlier. With cutting celery. I wasn't going to have any wine tonight, but I was feeling pretty sorry for myself. So after I did that, I poured myself a large glass of wine. I promise you I'm compos mentis. And this is going to be a good stitching day. But yeah, it's one of those things. Sneeze 1 second. Right, apologies. I also moved you a little bit because I feel like I needed to be a little bit closer to the camera because I can't see anything. So, what has been going on? Quite a lot actually. I finally finalised my label, which will look amazing. And I will put a picture of that at the end of this, so you can see it. I will also put a picture of my deck up because I did promise that last time and I completely forgot. And a lovely lady reminded me, you were going to send us pictures of your deck. And I completely forgot to put that on the end of the first video. So I will put that on the end of this video so you can see my deck. So yeah, finalised the label for my turmeric supplement, which is great. I've got a lovely chicken broth that's boiling, and I love making chicken broth because it's just a case of chucking loads of stuff in there. So my chicken broth, I do like, even though it's like chicken bones, or the carcass of the chicken, I do like keeping a little bit of chicken on there just because it gives it a bit of flavour. So I've got like a chicken carcass in there, a whole entire garlic, like a whole entire garlic bulb, and I've cut that in half, but instead of cutting it with, like, you know, the garlic cloves, you cut it in half the other way. I've got a whole onion in there that has just been roughly chopped. I've got 2 celery sticks, again cleaned and roughly chopped. I've got a carrot in there, roughly chopped. Some bay leaves, some salt. What else have I got in there? Bay leaves, salt, some thyme, a sprig of thyme. I have got, I think that's it. So I've got garlic, onion, chicken, thyme, a carrot, celery. Yeah, I think that's it. And some bay leaves. And it is the most amazing chicken stock ever. It's so nice. I tend to go with Gordon Ramsay's chicken stock, but I didn't. He does put peppercorns in his, but I didn't have any, so I just put a little bit of salt and cracked black pepper in it. Oops, sorry. So just got to go with what you know, work with what you got, hey? But yeah, we're getting close to Thanksgiving as well. So I've been invited to a friend's Thanksgiving, and I'm going to do the roast potatoes. So that's exciting. I'm going to do them like proper British way. So let's have a look at cooking chat, Stitch and chat today. I love cooking, even though I only cook for myself, which is a bit sad, really. However, hang on 1 second. However, I really enjoy cooking. So my roast potatoes, I usually use like a waxy a waxy potato. They're normally got red, you know, outer coat on them. You know, the peel is normally a red colour, the ones I use. And I parboil them like you would usually. Hang on, I can't see this really. Bear with 1 second. I feel like, yeah, I knew that was in the wrong place. So I'll parboil them till they're just cooked, but they're still got a bit of hardness to them, because you want to basically drain them and then put them around a sieve. So roughly shake them around a sieve. So it breaks up the outer part of the potato a little bit, so it causes like a roughness. And then what I do is I add a sprinkling of paprika, and then I rough them up a little bit more. Then I add a sprinkling of flour, because it makes them really crispy on the outside. And then I rough them up a little bit. And then I add some rosemary, some thyme to my roast potatoes. And I normally use like a beef dripping. If I was in the UK, I would cook them in a beef dripping. But in the US, I use a lard, which is a Crisco lard. So you put that in like basically a tablespoon of that, a big heaped tablespoon of that in a pan, like a roasting dish. And you put that on, I normally put it on like 400, 450. So it's really hot, so that when the potatoes go in there, they go in there and they almost sound like they're frying. But you want to create like a crispness on the outside. So then I put them in the oil, I turn them over so every single part of the potato is covered. And then I just pop the temperature down to like 400, between 350 and 400. And then I cook them for around about 40 minutes. But after 20 minutes, I do take them out and turn them over. And they come out the most perfect roast potatoes. So they're really nice and crispy on the outside, and they're soft and fluffy in the inside. So that's really how a good roast potato should be. So I'm doing the roasties. I'm also making a key lime pie for Thanksgiving. So I got some key limes at the farmer's market today. We went to the farmer's market. I grabbed some of my turmeric, some more black pepper, you know, for my horse supplement business. I've pretty much got everything website sorted out now. I only need to sort out the shipping. So now I've done the labels, as in like the design of the labels. That was the hardest bit for me. I've just received the physical labels come in. My dad's very kindly given me his printer. He's got a really good inkjet printer, but it's like a top of the range one to produce the labels in. And that has the, you know, the ink cartridges that are like liquid that you have to pour. I never used one of those before, so we'll see. We will see how that goes. So my barcode labels have arrived. My smaller tub of turmeric labels have arrived, and the larger ones. All of my tubs have now arrived. My small ones, my large ones, my lids. My scoops have arrived that go in them. And the packing boxes that the containers go in to be shipped out, they've now arrived. So I am literally ready to go. So as soon as we've got the shipping side of it sorted out on the website, we are ready to go. I do need on the 28th of November to announce the winner, because I did put out a post on Facebook in one of the big groups for people to send in pictures of their horse, so their horse can be the face of our product. And that was really popular, and a lot of people sent their pictures in, which is really, really sweet. And I have chosen one, and I've been in touch with a lady. I haven't told her she's won yet, but I've been in touch with her to ask her, like, you know, I'm looking at a few, and would she be okay signing a media agreement? I just need a release to say that I can use her picture, basically. And she said yes. So for you know, for the winner to allow me to use their picture, I'm going to give them 6 months free turmeric. So that's great. So I announced that on the 28th, and as soon as that's been announced, I'm hoping that we go live. So let's do that. Where are we? We've done the one. So 1, 1, 2. So this is 1. So yeah, we can go live. So I can't really go live until she knows that she's absolutely won. So I'll go up there. I'll get her to sign the media agreement, and then I'll get some pictures taken with her and our item, which will be really lovely, be great publicity. And I will then push the button to say, guys, we are ready, we're open, we're ready. Bring it on. Quite slightly nervous. It's either going to flop, or you know, flop and just my clients want it, or because all of my clients want it. I've got one client that's got 4 horses. She wants all 4 of her horses on it. I've got another one that's got 3 horses. She wants all 3 of her horses on it. Another one's got 2. She wants all of her horses on it. And then the rest of them have all got 1 horse. And apart from, I think there's 1, just because her horse won't eat it. She's the only one that's not buying it, but her horse won't eat it, so it's really not an issue. You know, she's not buying it, not buying it because she's not supporting me, and she doesn't like not want to feed it to her horse, but he's just super fussy, which is fair enough. You know, a lot of them are. So yeah, we are ready to go. That's really exciting. So I've got my big container that I can put my big £50 or it's £55 bag of turmeric in. Just makes it transferring over a bit easier. But yes, so this is 3. Let's see, I didn't really want to use this hand because my finger's still bloody. I'm really sorry. I haven't got any band-aids. Can you believe it? I have not got band-aids. So let me see if I can do this without showing you the disgusting finger. So it's just had like loads of tissue paper on it, and it's gone a bit crappy. Yeah, sorry guys. I should not be left with knives. And let me just like say to you that I cut my finger and then I had a drink. I didn't cut my finger. I didn't have a drink, then cut my finger. So yeah, just putting that out there. Disclosure. I do love listening to the rain, and sometimes there's nothing better than just sitting in and listening to the rain. Right, I need to spin this baby over. So let's see if we can do this without hitting the phone. That would be good. So I've got something interesting to tell you. For some reason, oh sorry, I know my arm's in the way, sorry. And I don't know why, but I'm feeling a little bit like I want to go back into diamond painting a little bit. Now, I want to know what your thoughts are on that. Are you like, if you diamond paint, I'm never going to watch your channel ever again? As in, so part of me thinks I want to diamond paint and then upload some videos. The other half of me is like, you know, just do it quietly. No one wants to see your diamond painting. So yeah, just forget it and just do it like in your own time. But what I love watching, and I know it's crazy, even if you don't watch any diamond painting videos, like of me actually physically diamond painting, I love watching the organising the drills. I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with me. I've been watching so many of those lately, and I kid you not, like if my dad was here, he would be like, Connie, what the hell are you watching? Like, honestly, he would not understand it. Hang on, let me see if I can get my thumb a little bit better. I've got like, hang on, bear with. Does that look a bit better? Yeah, that looks a bit better. It looks like I've just scratched it now. Right, sorry. So I've been really into them. And I'm like, don't I? I don't want to lose, you know, everyone that has spent the time, you know, joining me on this channel and put you all off by doing diamond painting. Because, yeah, right, not everyone likes diamond painting. But I would only do it once a week. Like, I'd have like a set day. Bear with, how are we going to do this? 1, 2, 3. So it wouldn't take over the channel or anything, and I absolutely would make sure that stitching was my primary thing. Hang on, what colour is that? That's definitely not grey, is it? No, Holly, that's not grey. See, I'm in a dark light right now, and I can't even... That's an oxymoron, if I ever heard one. A dark light. And I can't see the colours. I'm not colourblind or anything, but I'm just having a moment. Hang on. That definitely wasn't grey, was it? Nope. Hang on. Oh my god. Okay. Let's try that again. I know you can't smell it or anything, but I'm going to tell you now, my place smells amazing with this chicken broth that's cooking. Oh, it smells absolutely gorgeous. It smells like a roast dinner. It smells like a roast dinner in here. I'm not complaining. I love a roast dinner. I cooked a roast dinner the other day. That's what I did. That's the reason why I ended up with a chicken. So I love cooking, and obviously it's only me I cook for. So I was lazy. I bought a cooked chicken from Walmart, and the cats were in the element that night. They got some fresh cooked chicken. It was just a plain one, not one of the like lemon chicken things that they do. So I took some chicken out for my meal. I gave them some chicken. Then I took a load of more meat off to go in the freezer for maybe like a chicken curry type thing. And then I put the carcass in the fridge. This was yesterday. And then, so today, I'm like, yeah, really, I need to do something with that. So I thought, you know, it's been a long day today. We've been at the farmer's market. We went to a really nice sushi restaurant. We always do lunch. Oh, so the farmer's market is just absolutely incredible. It's in Decatur, DeKalb County, which is about 40 minutes from us. But we always make a point of, they've got like they haven't got a cafe there, but they've got like a patisserie area. So we always get a coffee. It's not a sit down one. It's just it's just basically a little bit like a Starbucks, but on steroids, where it's got loads of cakes, it's got loads of pastries, got loads of cupcakes. Oh my god, it has every single cake that you could ever dream of. So we always go in there, and the first thing we do is grab a piece of cake and a coffee, and then we do our shopping, and then we go for lunch. And last time we went, we found a really nice sushi restaurant, which is only 8 minutes from the farmer's market. So we went there. We took her husband this time. He didn't come with us last time. But hang on a minute. I'm having a bit of an issue with my... bear with. Because normally I'd be a little bit closer to this, but because I'm not overly close to it, I'm putting them in the wrong holes. So anyway, David came with us today, and it was really nice. Bless him, he drove, so Gwen and I could chat, because we don't really see each other from week to week, and then when we get together, we're like, blah, 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 blah. Like literally she doesn't stop talking, and neither do I. I bet her husband's going, oh my god, ladies, just shut up. So, but it's really nice. We always have a lot to catch up on. So anyway, she buys my turmeric, so it was a good opportunity to give her some of my turmeric anyway. And which is turmeric and black pepper, mind, not just turmeric. It has to have the black pepper in it because that's the catalyst. That's so the body absorbs it. So it's not just a case of she's lazy, she doesn't buy her own turmeric. But then I get it by the 25 kilogram, you know, I get it in 25 kilogram or 55 pound bags. So anyway, so yeah, that was just really, really nice. We went there today, and then she had to go and pick up her baby horse from the vet because he got demanned today. He lost his nuts, bless him. And so I said to her, I'll come with you, and you know, I'll help you load him and everything. But actually, you know what, he was perfect, just, you know, as an extra hand. So I'm going around theirs for Thanksgiving. They've invited me around theirs for Thanksgiving, which is great. I mean, like, she's a really, really good friend of mine. I mean, we're really close. Even though she's a client, she was a client first and she became a friend after. But I tell you what, she has made my transition over here so much easier. She's just the loveliest person. She's so down to earth. You know, she's really excited for my saddlery business. She wants to, you know, come help with the business, the retail side of it, which is amazing. I mean, I've got so much support. She's the type of person that if I said to her, I've been inundated with orders, please can you help me? She'd be like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And she wouldn't even ask for anything back. She would just do it because she's your friend. And she knows that if she was in the same situation that you were doing exactly the same, that's just what she's like. There's no agenda, there's no, you know, ulterior motive. What you see is what you get, and that's what I love about her. And that's what I really struggled with people here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not generalizing Americans at all, or people in general, but my experience of people here, and I do completely appreciate that everyone is different in different states, but my experience here is, you know, it's like they offer to help you, which is really lovely, but God forbid if you actually take them up on that offer. It's a bit like, whoa, hang on a minute. You know, I offered to help you, but I didn't expect you to ask me for like that help that I offered you. You know, it's just really bizarre. And, you know, I just my experience has been that someone really, you know, they say they're going out their way to help you, and then they send you a bill. Like, I kid you not. So this is what has been like really difficult. My friend's dad, he said to me, he rang me, not the other way around. He rang me and he was like, Holly, you know, I know you're having a problem in, like, finding someone to bush hog your property. You know, he said, I know you've helped my boy out a lot with, you know, looking after the girls when they've needed to, and the dog and everything. So he's like, I've got the equipment. I'm happy to help you with whatever you need doing. And I was like, okay, great, thanks. And he was like, I said, but, you know, I haven't got a huge amount of money. So, you know, obviously if it's going to cost me loads of money, like, you know, don't worry about it. But thank you very much for the offer. And he was like, no, don't worry about it. He said, just pay me fuel. Fuel's fine. You know, I'm doing this to like help you out. Because obviously I haven't got a salary. I haven't got a huge amount of money coming in because my businesses aren't started yet. All I'm doing at the moment is throwing money into them. I'm getting nothing in return. So in my head, I was like, okay, great. He understands. And, you know, that's really nice of him. And it's really lovely of him to kind of help me out. Anyway, so he came over, like one of his workers came over and they were bush hogging and everything. And they did that and they finished. And I actually met a really good guy through him. Actually, one of my best friends out here. He's absolutely lovely. He works for this guy. And, you know, everything was fine. And then my mate came round for dinner. And he was like, have you heard from Pete? And I was like, no. And I said, I do owe him for the fuel. I think the fuel will probably cost like $300. But I'm happy to throw him like $500. But on top of that, what he did, and didn't even ask me, is he put in a culvert pipe somewhere. Like, just, you know, the other side of, you know, here, which actually has caused me more of an issue than anything else, because it's not overly wide, and I've got a fear that and I have almost done it a few times where I felt like my car was going to veer off the side of it because it's quite high up. It's almost like a bridge over this culvert pipe. But I came back from getting them all lunch, from him getting them lunch, right? And he was installing this thing, hadn't even spoken to me about it, hadn't asked me if I wanted it, hadn't asked me if I can pay for it, just started installing this culvert pipe. And I was like, what are you doing, Pete? And he was like, oh, I thought this would help you out, you know, because you need a place for the water to go when you know, when it really rains. And I was like, Pete, I can't afford to pay for that. You know, like, we didn't discuss this. He was like, don't worry about it, you know, don't worry about it. It's all, you know, help each other out type thing. And I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, you know, kind of thinking, you know, I wish you'd asked me, because if you'd asked me, well, I would have said no. Because I wouldn't want to put him out. Because this culvert pipe was like $1,000, right? So anyway, Kyle, yeah, sorry, I've used his name. I didn't mean to. You don't know who he is anyway. My mate came round to me for dinner. Was like, have you heard from, I'll use his name, Pete. And I was like, no. He said, because, you know, he knew I was coming around here today. And he said, just to let you know that you owe him $2,500. I was like, $2,500 for what? And he was like, well, you know, $1,000, $1,500 for the bush hogging, $500 for the fuel, and $1,000 for the culvert pipe. And I'm like, hang on a minute, you know, hold the bus. I didn't even ask him for the culvert pipe for a start. We agreed that I was going to pay him the fuel. That was already agreed, and I'm happy doing that. But I haven't got $2,500 to give him. Like, literally, I haven't got it. And he was like, well, he told me to tell you that that's what you owe him, and if you don't owe him, he'll be taking you to court. Oh, well, you don't pay him, he'll be taking you to court. And I'm like, hang on a minute. Like, this was just a gentleman's agreement between us. We got nothing on text, we got nothing on paper. He phoned me and said that he was going to help me out, not the other way around. Like, I didn't ask him for help. And he was like, yeah, he's like, I was getting a little bit like, I was raising my voice because I was panicking. Because the last thing I needed is a bloody lawyer's bill out here, because lawyers are ridiculous. And he's a multi-millionaire. This is the thing, he's a multi-millionaire. He owns one of the largest pecan farms in Georgia. I mean, he is a multi-millionaire. Like, he doesn't even need this. I'm not saying that I don't owe him the money or anything, but what I'm saying is he doesn't need it. So he doesn't need to pursue this thing. This small person like me who he agreed to help. You know, and then he's like suddenly going back on everything. And I was just like, oh my God. So I phoned my dad up and I was like, Dad, I don't know what, and the thing is, the problem is that he is my really good friend, me and my dad's really good friend's son. And I'm really good friends with his wife as well. They're like my best friends as well. So obviously this puts me in an awkward situation with him as well. Because I don't want to see like I'm like basically taking the piss out of his dad. But I also kind of feel that sort of feel like he's pushed me into a corner a little bit, you know. So Dad was like, so can you send me the contract that you signed? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, that piece of paper that you signed to say that you were going to give him $2,500 for the work. Can you send it to me? And I was like, there isn't one. And he said, well, there's no case then. I was like, have you got anything in writing? Have you got any text messages explaining, you know? And I was like, no, he phoned me. He's got no case then. So I was like, okay, but this is still going to cause issues. So anyway, he then started bad-mouthing me. And I was just like, I said to Kyle, like, do you know what? I am going to give him the money for what we agreed for the fuel. And I genuinely don't want anything to do with him anymore. And I would be very grateful if you took the check from me and you gave it to him. And he was like, yeah, I can do that. That's fine. I said, I just don't want to speak to him because that's really hurt me that he's done that. And he was like, yeah, I totally understand it. And he was there. He was stood next to him when we had this conversation. He said, I know exactly what was said because I was there. I was stood next to him. I know what he agreed. And I don't agree with what he's doing. But obviously it's difficult for him because he kind of works for him. So it puts him in a bit of a difficult situation. So, that's kind of that. So this is what I said. This is what I mean. And don't get me wrong. I'm not tarring everyone with the same brush. I'm not saying that this is like an American thing because it's not. You know, I'm sure there's probably Brits out there that would do the same thing. But what I have found, especially the area that I live in, is that you know, people always offer to help to get that praise, that kind of, oh, you know, thank you so much, that's really nice of you. And then they're like, but don't ever call me. That's just the experience I've got. I mean, I don't know if that's a people thing, or if that's just a Georgia thing, or what, but genuinely, my friends and her husband, the other one, the one that I go to the market with, the Cab Farmers Market, they're just not like that. They're nicest people in the world. And she's the type of person, if I got caught in somewhere like at 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, she would be there, or her husband, either one, like, yeah, both of them, like, I could call him or her. So, you know, it's just, that left a really horrible feeling in my stomach. It just didn't fill me with joy, you know, like, this guy is going to take me to court knowing full well that I'm here trying to start a business on, you know, nothing, who is a multi-millionaire, who has got lawyers in high places. I mean, why would you? And he's a Christian man. He goes to church. You're a Christian man and you're doing this to someone else? That's not very Christian. So, you know, I really have to ask the question to myself, like, how Christian are you? Because that's not the sort of thing that people do to each other. I thought it was really wrong. But, you know, there we are. So that was my experience of that. But anyway, it's been resolved now. I've given him a check for the fuel, and I didn't want to speak to him. I actually blocked him on my phone because, like, you know, he was saying to Carl, I'm trying to call Holly, but she's not picking up. So my phone, even though it's blocked his number, it will call, but it just won't let me know that he's calling. It will just go straight to voicemail. And he's like, yeah, and you know, I'm calling her and she's not picking up the phone. She's just ignoring me. And Carl's like, so that's not the whole story. There is part of the story that I didn't really want to bring into this because it's not very nice. But he, in front of a contractor, was really rude to me over the phone. Like, derogatory. He doesn't like women. And he was okay, so the word that I want to use is disgusting to me in front of my contractor, who I was talking to about my arena. And he heard it, this guy heard it, and I was absolutely mortified. I was so humiliated. So that is the other reason why I don't want anything to do with him, because he was revolting. What he said to me, no one should ever say to another woman, let alone a guy, you know, like, literally. So, you know, when he's gone back to Kyle and Kyle's been like, I'm not surprised she's not talking to you after what you said to her, to be honest. You know, are you really that shocked that she doesn't want anything to do with you, Pete? Because what you said was absolutely below the belt. He's just a guy that, you know, he's in a high place. He owns, you know, a massive pecan farm, and he's a multimillionaire, and he thinks that everyone owes him a living. He thinks that he is almighty, high in glory, and everyone should bow down to him. He's that person. And I just was like, yeah, well, you know, he's not going to be that person with me. So, but he tried it on, you know, with regards to, like, trying to get money out of me, but it didn't work. So, I don't know. It just left me feeling, like, really crappy. So let's talk about something a little bit more happy. I didn't mean to get into that whole conversation. It's just where the conversation kind of went, really. But I'm going through the Tudors again. So I'm watching the Tudors, which is a show that I absolutely love, about Henry VIII. It's a dramatised kind of television programme. And it's on Amazon Prime, but I bought it through my amazon.co.uk. I don't know if it's on Amazon Prime, like .com Prime, or not. Might be, but I'm going through all of those at the moment, so they're quite fun. So let's talk about, what should we talk about? Let's talk about plans for the future for cross stitch and stuff. So we are in November now, so we've got to think about whip go boards and things like that. I've got to start thinking about what I'm going to be doing. So I did have a little bit of a thought on that. And one of my thoughts was, at the moment I've got 3 Whip Go boards. So I've got one that's for anything that is over 100,000 stitches. So as in the pattern is over 100,000. I've got one for anything under 100,000. And then the other one is one for any project that's over 25%. That's also not in the same place. See, because I don't want to get my head in shot, I'm not getting very close to my work and I can't see where I'm messing up. Bear with. Where even is this? Oh my goodness me, I can't even see this. See, the light here is really poor as well. I'm really struggling with the light. It's not the best light. Hang on. Where have you gone down? I don't know, is that the right place? Oh, maybe it is. Maybe that is in the right place. Okay, my bad. So, my thought is, what if I still had 3 Whip Go boards? Because I feel like I need 3 Whip Go boards. And, oh God, hang on. Sorry, I struggle to think and talk at the same time. So still have 3 Whip Go boards. And have one for samplers, long dog samplers, anything that's not full coverage. And then one for anything that is, so my big projects, so over maybe 200,000 stitches. So that's the second one. And then one for under 100,000. So I've still got 3 Whip Go boards, but on my sampler one, because they're not really big projects, each square equates to 2 projects, 2 sampler projects. So that just gives me a little bit more, that gives me a little bit more to work with than having, you know, samplers and under 100,000 stitches, because I don't know out of my samplers really, because a lot of them aren't on Pattern Keeper. I don't know which one is, what's going on here, you know, over a certain amount of stitches and which ones aren't. So I was just thinking, if I've got a sampler, oh God, oh, hang on one second. What's going on here? Somehow I put a knot in my, oh dear me, I put a knot in my string. I don't really know how I've done that. Yeah, so I can have 2 projects per sampler one. Just because sometimes I only need to spend a day on one sampler, you know, and a day on the other one. So I reckon that'd be pretty easy. Okay, and you know, the stitches go really quick as well, don't they? Okay. So that's my plans for Whip Go, which I absolutely love doing, by the way. I definitely wouldn't have stitched as much if I hadn't had that Whip Go, because it keeps me, you know, keeps me on a path of, you have to do 500 stitches on this project and you can't go on to another project until you've done it. So I just think that it would be disastrous if I said, which I have done before, oh, you only need to spend a day on this, or you only need to spend 2 days on this, because I haven't put a physical stitch count in there. Sometimes, because I am the procrastination queen, sometimes I can sit there for like a whole day and I've done absolutely nothing. Like literally, I've done hardly anything. But I've worked on it for a day no holes. You've just got it out and then you've bumbled along and done absolutely nothing. So I need that. You need to achieve, 500 stitches, because otherwise I'm just not gonna move on. And it definitely keeps me strict. And there is another word for it. Keeps me in check, I guess. So this month I have, because this is going to be a finish by the time we've done this, because I am going to do this until I've got this finished. And I'm saying that because we have got 24 stitches left. This month, and I'm going to shock you. I'm going to shock you all. I have got 2 finishes. So, out of surprise, I'm not going to tell you which was the other one that I have finished. You are never going to believe which project I've finished in full. You're going to be like, no! Wow, that's amazing! Yeah, I even surprised myself. I was like, but I enjoyed stitching it so much. I just kept going. I was like, right, I'm going to keep going. I'm loving it. So I just went on and on and on, and I kept stitching and kept stitching and kept stitching, and I was like, I'm loving life right now. I'm loving this. So, yeah, we've got another finish. Proper proud. Proud moment. Proper proud. That was a really bad Yorkshire accent, by the way. So, yeah. I don't think I am going to be able to get all this finished with this one thread. I would have done if I kept the longer bit, but for some reason I ended up getting a knot in it. So what else is going on? So I have got the rest of my arena booked in to get finished. On the 5th of December, my daddy very kindly sent me the rest of the money to get it finished. Now, I would have got it finished earlier had I not helped my mate out. So she like messaged me. She's British, so I've got 2 British friends here, which is amazing, and they live like really close, which is cool. And that doesn't belong there. And she was like, Holes, who did you use to get to do your arena? Because she's got an indoor arena, and she needs it surfaced. Oh my goodness, what's going on with me today? Oh bugger. Oh, we don't want you coming up. Sorry, bear with. Let me just fix this. I don't know what's happened. We don't need to see you. And I was like, oh, it's blah blah blah. And she was like, all right, is he doing a good job? And I was like, well, he's just graded my arena, and or he graded my arena, and it's just been like, basically it's absolutely pissing down. And I kid you not, there isn't a puddle in there. So he graded it and then he crowned it. And what that means is it's higher in the middle than it is on the sides. So what essentially that means is that all the water would run to the outside of the arena and all the way around the outside of the arena, and a couple of places on, through down the middle. I think I've got 5 areas. I've got drainage that runs the whole 200 foot of the arena. So I've got drainage on both of the short sides, both of the long sides, and then 2 down the middle, like either side, of the middle type thing. So I have got really good drainage, so I just need to wait for the surface. So anyway, so she messaged me and she was like, I was like, well, what you haven't done? And she's like, oh, I'm having my indoor arena resurface, and I want someone that like I can trust, which I totally get, because people here are just so rubbish at like saying that they'll do something and then they don't turn up. When you find a good contractor, one that you can rely on, one that actually turns up, it means a lot. Honestly, you definitely keep them, and you don't annoy them, and you make sure you pay them on time and all that jazz. So anyway, I was like, right, I'm using such and such, and yeah, he's really, really good. My arena's amazing. And she was like, oh great, can you give me his number? Because I want to like use him for mine. I was like, yeah, fine, no worries. So anyway, I messaged him, just out of, what's the word? out of courtesy. And I said, look, my mate wants... Oh, God, this is not going to work. Hang on. I don't even know if those stitches are in the right place because I'm chatting. I can't... No, that stitch there is in the wrong place. Oh my goodness. Bear with. Let me just sort this. Okay, I'm back, sorry. So, yeah, it's okay. Anyway, I was like, yeah, I'm using this guy, blah, blah. And she's like, great, give me his number, yada, yada, yada. Is that okay if I give you, give your number to my mate? And he was like, yeah, fine, no worries. Anyway, so then I phoned him the other day and I'm like, guess what? I've got the money now, we're ready to go. And he was like, great. Yeah, so I've just taken on work for Claire's Arena. I'm like, what? Because obviously he was waiting for the money to come through anyway, so he was waiting on me. So I couldn't expect him to just sit there and wait for it and do nothing, you know, not work anywhere else. So anyway, I immediately texted her and I was like, jokingly, I was like, thanks, mate. She thought, what do you mean? I said, well, I can't have my contractor work on my arena because my contractor is now working on your arena. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, mate. Like, I'll phone him and get him cancelled and like you can have him. Honestly, I am absolutely kidding you. Like, it's absolutely fine. I will wait until he's finished with your arena. It's fine. And she was like, oh, I'm really sorry. And I was like, look, I'm obviously not pissed off because, you know, the tone of my message had hearts and kisses all over it. So it's really fine. You know, it's not an issue. We're mates helping each other out. You didn't know, you know, what was going on my end. So it's not like you knew that he was going to finish my arena and then we're like, don't do her arena, do mine, you know. So it's absolutely fine. And at the end of the day, she's renting her place out to someone who's got business already, and that business is already there. So realistically, as much as I am desperate for an arena, my side, like I'm desperate to get my arena sorted out, if it comes down to importance and which one should come first, she needs to get hers installed first. But you know, once he comes back on site, it's only going to be like a week or so. Not even a week, a couple of days, and it'll be done. All he's got to do is put the kickboards in, the membrane, and then he's got to, once the surface arrives, he's just got to distribute the surface. So, and just go around sort of the outside of the arena and make it a little bit more pretty, because it looks like a show right now. So yeah, so we do need to make it pretty. And that's it, and then it'll be done. So really, it's not a problem. So, and she's really nice. I've got a lot of time for her anyway, so. Yeah, I've got a few British mates out here. Her and another girl who's gonna be my trainer. And it just really helps with the transition. I mean, she's got kids, you know, a couple of kids. And she's got a husband. So for her, I guess it's a little bit easier. You know, the transition is a bit easier because she's already kind of got, you know, a little bit of a family. Whereas, like, when you come somewhere and you're on your own, Miss I'm all alone, it does make transitioning a little bit harder, especially when you don't know anyone before you come out. So, but you know what? Every single year that I'm here, I seem to make more friends, and I'm in this church group which are absolutely lovely, and the ladies are fantastic. So when I was there last, you know, obviously me, miss, no friends, I said to them, you know, I'm just putting it out there, it's my 40th birthday this year in December. I'm 40. Oh God. Anyway, so I said, look, I would really like to go to the theatre because I haven't been to theatre in ages, and I didn't even realise there was one in Atlanta, but there is. It's Fox and the Alliance. So I was like, I really want to go and see A Christmas Carol because it's one of my favourite Charles Dickens stories. And I said to her, like, do you think that anyone else would be interested? And she was like, and everyone that was there that I was discussing it with was like, yeah, I'll go. There was only one girl that it clashed with her company Christmas do, which is fine, you know. everyone else was like, yeah, I'll go. Anyway, I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. Thinking it'd be like 3 or 4 people. So she put a shout out on our group chat, and she was like, it's someone's 40th birthday this year. And it's going to be this date and blah, blah, blah. And I've had a look on the internet, and it's actually on the 8th of December, which is my birthday. She said, we can get tickets to go and see A Christmas Carol. And this is something that Holly would really like to do. If you can send me numbers on who would like to go, I'll buy the tickets and then you just pay me back. So I said to her, like, oh my gosh, are you sure? You know, I don't want you to be lumbered with like loads of tickets. You know, then people are like, oh no, I'm not going now. But actually no one's done that. And there's like 12 of us going. How nice is that? There's like 12 girls going. It's amazing. So we're going to the Alliance Theatre on the Friday. So that's exciting. So that will be with the 12 girls. And then on the Saturday, I'm going to the Fox Theatre in Atlanta to see the ballet, the Nutcracker. I almost said Royal Ballet then. It's definitely not the Royal Ballet. But we're going to see the ballet. So we're going to see the Nutcracker. Some other friends. So my mate Kyle and his partner, we've got tickets to go see the ballet, and then we're going for dinner afterwards, maybe a few drinks. So that'll be lovely. So looking forward to that. So this birthday will be like just really nice. So I can welcome the new year in, number 40, which is good. Oops. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Keep doing that. It's so annoying. Keep doing that. Oh, I can hear that rain now. I love sitting inside and listening to the rain. It's nothing better than having a roaring fire in front of you, rain outside, on the windows, blanket, a really good book, something smelling amazing, like in the oven. Just really nice. Lovely. Well, we are like getting there. We've got like 7 stitches left. Somehow I think that is a lot. Maybe it's not. I think maybe I've just got a little bit overzealous on marking them off. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can do it this way, because I swear to God, that way is feeling like it's long-winded. Oh, sorry. So it's quite warm outside, even though it's raining. It's really too warm for a rug for my horse, because she's just going to sweat. Because although it's raining, it's not cold. And they do have a shelter, you know. It's not like they choose. It's not like that they have to be in the wet and only in the wet. They have a choice, and they can be real dumb butts sometimes. They can be literally. It'll be glowing. It'll be blowing a gale out. Very cold, very wet, and they'll just be stood in the middle of the field, looking really sorry for themselves. And you're like, "There's a shelter!" Like screaming at them, going, "Get in the shelter!" Silly animals. But they won't. They'll just sit in the middle of the field and make you feel really guilty, because you know they're freezing cold and they're dying. They are funny animals. But it's the same, like it's the same, you know, when it's boiling hot as well. They've got the shelter ultimately to get out the heat, yet they'll just stand in the middle of the fields and it's boiling, and you're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hang on. What are you doing, woman? Bear with. I'm really sure what's going on with that stitch, if I'm honest. Oh, goodness me. So, this needle's got like a really small eye to it. Is that right? Is that the right place? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that is in the right place. Just doesn't look it. Yeah, my needle's just got a really small eye. I did order some more. It's got a slightly bigger eye. So we're just waiting for those to come in. But yeah, so yeah, let me know what you think about the diamond painting. I literally, just a simple yes or no. Would you still watch my channel if I did any type of diamond painting videos? Like, just a yes or no. It's absolutely fine. Just so I can see, like, would I really be annoying people if I did that? Or actually, you know, some people don't mind. They just wouldn't watch. You know, some people just would be like, yeah, that's fine, but I just wouldn't watch it. Great, that's absolutely fine. But what I don't want you to do is go, oh, I don't want her to be doing any diamond painting like videos. I'm gonna unsubscribe and never, like, you know, watch her channel again. That's not what that's what I don't want. So this is why I'm putting it out there. Like, just let me know yes or no. So I don't want to offend anyone. But most of the videos will be like organised with me ones rather than like physical videos, you know, because when I first did so this channel started out as, and obviously I'm not going to have any pictures on Instagram, because my Instagram is like the cross stitch one is just cross stitch, but this channel did actually start out as a diamond painting channel first, and then it kind of migrated onto cross stitch. So in all fairness, that was their first. But yeah, so, but it's not for everyone. I mean, some people do cross stitch and they're diamond painting, so those people, like, wouldn't mind. They wouldn't, you know. But yeah, I just want to kind of put it out there. So guys, we are on the last stitch. We are on the last stitch. Boom, 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 boom. Ready, Eddie? Let's do this. And this one is complete. And by the smell, I think my broth is done as well. So I will just turn that, get off the stove, and then I will sieve that. Oh my goodness. Da 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 da. Last stitch complete. So, boom. 99.98%. 100%. Done. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I've done this video as well, because I've been meaning to do this for blooming ages, but obviously life just takes over, doesn't it? It's just, I love my life right now. My life, I've got the most amazing friends. I've got really exciting things going on in the future. You know, I've got another element, another side of my business that I'm really excited to do. I feel like this, even though I feel, actually, it's saying I've done this for 12 minutes, but I did stop and restart this, didn't I? But I feel like, you know, I've just got my whole future ahead of me. I've got different elements of my business that I've got going. So I'm bringing in the saddlery. I've got my turmeric business. I'm going to have the boarding facility. I'm going to have the therapy centre and rehabilitation. So I've got so many elements of my business. I've got amazing friends that are telling me, you know, Holes, we're there the whole way. If you need any help, you know, drag us in, let us know. You know, we'll be there for you. Which is amazing as well. I mean, so, you know, there's elements to, like, a lot of things, isn't there? So yes, sometimes, like, I feel like some, not everyone, some of my American acquaintances are, like, double agendaed. But what I do also find that British people, and I don't know if this is like a British thing, you know, fair is fair, you know, they really don't like you succeeding. You know, there is so much jealousy, and you know what, if you've got something, so even like my mate Beanie, she is like going to be my new trainer, and she has got horses, and I massaged both of her horses the other day, and she was saying that when she moved over here, she lost loads of friends, and she kind of used that sort of friends words like lightly. She said, I had my own yard at home, like my own barn in American. And, you know, she had an arena and she had all the facilities, and her friends used to come over and use the facilities. Well, when she moved and she left, she hasn't heard from any of those people. So she was like one of those kind of friends. She was like, you know, almost a friend with benefits, you know, obviously the non-like sexual context, but like they benefited from being her friend because they got to use her facilities. And, you know, there's so many people out there that are like that. They haven't even been in contact with her, like, since she's been here, asking, how are you? You know, you okay? But I also have found that a lot of people in the UK, a lot of my friends, and again, I use that loosely, really don't want me to succeed. It's just bizarre. It's like, they don't tell me they don't want me to succeed, but you can tell, like, in things that they say, that, you know, there's clearly, like, they just don't feel happy for me. I don't know whether it's like a form of a jealousy or, you know, or what, but, you know, people like Gwyn, who I went to the market today, she's just the most amazing person, and she's everything about, I want to make sure that your company's, you know, a success. I want to help you as much as I can, you know, let's do this, let's get this done. But anyway, so yeah, I've got a lot of exciting things going on in the future, and I definitely need to do more Stitch with Me's because I finished this and I'm still rambling on. But yeah, so so the next one I'm working on is the Rise of the Witches. I'm doing that at the moment. I'll probably work on that a little bit tonight, because I don't even know what the time is. What is the time? It is 10 to 7, so it's really early. And then I've got to do alternative reality, Paris, what was it? Story Keep Paris. And I think they're the last 3 that I've got to do. Oh, and Bountiful Bookshelf. I think Bountiful Bookshelf. So I've got 4 more projects to finish. Obviously I've finished this one now, so that's done. This wasn't on my whip go anyway. It was just a Stitch with Me. But my Rise of the Witches, I've almost done my 500 stitches of that tonight. So, but obviously the next couple of days is going to be a bit random because I've got Thanksgiving and things like that. But yeah, I'm not gonna work Friday, so I'm just gonna smash out as many stitches on, you know, my projects as I can, and you know, and get those up to speed. So I'm gonna stop rambling now, and I am gonna say goodbye and thank you all so much for joining me. And I will see you in my next video, which will be my monthly update, which will only be in a couple of weeks. So look out for that. Thanks so much, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.